And we're back in the confinement room hallway. Let's just take a look around. Yeah, we just kind of have these doors. Is this... I'm a little confused. Okay, this... I think we're turning around. Yeah, it's literally just a hallway. Okay. Well, let's just work our way through. Let me double check everything's working. Okay. I think we're good. Uh-huh. What the hell's this supposed to be? Like a drawing of a whirlpool or something? Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's trying to look like water. There's a drawing on the mirror that looks kind of like a spring. Okay. Oh? There's a little tile in the drain. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to pull it out of there. Might have to use our heads on this one. Alright, let's figure this thing out. If we fill it with water. Oh. Oh, looks like the water doesn't work. Doesn't matter how much Seven turns that thing, no water's coming out. Has the water been shut off from somewhere else? Okay, I guess we'll maybe have to figure out how to turn that water on. Okay, we'll look at this toilet. We've got a lot of toilet-based puzzles going on. A symbol on a toilet lid, huh? Seems a little fishy to me. It's a sun symbol, but it doesn't look like the ones on the doors. Yeah, it's a sun symbol. Damn, this toilet's pretty nasty to begin with, but the inside's even worse. Honestly, I'm amazed you could bring yourself to touch it. Huh. There's way nastier stuff out there in the world than a gross toilet. You're a real deep thinker, aren't you? Man, the toilet paper's out. How horrifying. This should be the thumbnail. No toilet paper. A toilet paper tube, huh? I seriously doubt I'm gonna need this for anything. But he took it anyway. Well, this part is thinner than the rest. In fact, this doesn't really look like it's part of the rest of the thing. This rod feels loose. Maybe if I give it a couple turns... Here we go. Oh yeah, it's like a part of a screwdriver, yeah. Hey, this is a screwdriver shaft. It's missing a handle, though. Even if we run into a screw it fits, we're gonna have a hard time of it without a handle. Well, if we can find a handle, maybe then it'll do us some good. Is everything here? Looks like the rod comes out easily enough, but I don't think the rest of that is going anywhere. Flush? Hey, this handle's pretty loose. Loose? You think it'll come off if you pull on it? It fell off. Huh, look at this. That handle doesn't really fit on this string. Maybe it wasn't meant to be attached to it. If only there was something that... So if I just stick this metal rod into the handle... Screwdriver. Although I feel like a screwdriver that's made by screwing it together, that feels like a bad design. Because once you start using it, won't it, like... There's a possibility it could just unscrew itself? Thank God it's the right kind of screwdriver for that screw. Junpei, you're getting ahead of yourself. We haven't seen any screws. Damn, this screwdriver looks like a soldering iron. Okay. You think it's some sort of industrial-grade screwdriver? Guess that doesn't really matter. Anyway, so long as we've got this thing, we can unscrew any Phillips screw we run into. Bed. There's a dirty blanket on the bed. Man, this is a mess. It's not even a bed anymore. Can't say I'd want to sleep here. Or there. What about under? No? Okay, nothing to really do with that. Oops, my mouse went off the screen. Desk, though. This chair is pretty old. If Seven sat on it, it'd probably break. Huh? You say something? Nothing at all. Drawer. Huh? What the hell? It's not opening. There's something up with this drawer. I don't trust it. Well, good thing we have a screwdriver. We'll just unscrew it. Got the screws off. Now we can open the drawer. There's nothing in here. Well, maybe the drawer is what we need? The drawer, huh? Alright, let's yank the thing out. Okay. Huh. There's stuff at both ends. There's a bump on the back. I wonder what it's for. Maybe there's a hole somewhere, and these bumps line up with it and trigger a hidden switch or something. Hey, we've seen weirder stuff. Doesn't seem that far-fetched. This drawer has a weird bump on the back of it. Maybe there's some kind of switch somewhere that these bumps fit. Okay. So is that everything in this room? I think so. Let's go to the next one. I think Lotus is in here. Huh. Somebody made some wavy blue lines on this mirror with blue paint. Is that a drawing of a blue scarf? No, maybe not. Probably sure it's a stream. The other one was like a whirlpool, and this one's like a stream. There's no knob on this faucet. There's no way we can get water out of it like this. If we can find a knob, or something that'll work as one, then we should be able to get water to come out of this thing. This drain is kind of a weird shape for a drain. You think they made it that shape for a reason, or just for fun? Just for fun, probably. It's just hanging from the wall. Well, if we're pulling the string, then it must be a toilet that flushes. Got a moon. A moon. What a filthy, disgusting moon. Yeah, it's pretty filthy, but it's a precious hint. Let's remember it, alright? So we had a sun and a moon toilet. I refuse to touch this. I refuse. What the hell's wrong with you? I don't want to touch it, ever. Toilet paper. This paper seems to be pretty old. Ew, how the hell can you touch that? So let me just save something here. There we go. It's horrible. Well, it's not like I've really got a choice, do I? It's not like I want to. I mean, is it actually like somebody's been using these toilets? Because basically everything that we found throughout the ship has seemed like it was just not even used at all. But the way they're talking about how these toilets are dirty, the beds are dirty, it's like, okay, so were these rooms actually being used? Oh, hello? Towel? Well, it looks like a towel. I have to wonder if the design means anything, though. Maybe you should consider what the design might be. Perhaps that'll give us a hint. I think it's a UFO using its tractor beam to beam up something. That bed looks cold. Pretty sure you'd freeze to death in the winter. No kidding. If I tried to sleep here, my skin would dry out in no time. Well, it's not like you're that young anymore. God, Junpei, that shouldn't really matter. My, Junpei, aren't you lucky? It seems you'll die before you have a chance to grow old and hideous. I'm sorry, you're right. Dry skin is a woman's worst enemy. Oh, hey, hold on. There's nothing in the drawer. Yeah. Something's not right, though. That handle on that drawer doesn't really fit, you know? It just looks messy. Why don't you take it out? I will. Yeah, because isn't this the... Oh, what? Interesting. So there's a mirror on the other side of this drawer. Interesting. It's kind of an odd shape, and it looks like someone attached the handle with a screw after the fact. Okay, well, can we combine this with the screwdriver? Yes, maybe I can. Get a knob. Well, that came off easily enough. It looks like a faucet handle. Yeah, it seemed a little weird to put it on a wooden drawer like this. I'm sure they made it look odd on purpose. With a shape like that, there's only one place it could go. Alright. Let's go put it on the sink. Sweet, the handle I got off that drawer fits onto the faucet perfectly. Now I can turn the water on. Great. Junpei, what are you doing? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm running the water. I can see that. I'm asking you why you're just letting it run like that. Think about it, Lotus. This faucet didn't have a knob when we found it, right? What do you mean? Just watch. Yeah, Lotus, haven't you played a video game? Hey, water's filling up. Doesn't that just mean the pipes are clogged? Whoops, let's turn it off for now. So, did anything change? The water stopped flowing. Thank you, Mr. Obvious. Junpei, I'm leaving this one to you, alright? Well, assuming that the pipes are connected, maybe the one in the other room also filled with water? Yeah. Tile. Great. Looks like a subway map or something. So we've got this tile, and it's got these red, blue, and gray lines. What the heck does this stuff mean? Hell if I know. Yeah, we've kind of... Oh. Junpei put the wet tile into his pocket. He was about to turn away when... there was a noise behind him.
What the?
He spun around to see Seven kneeling on the floor. His face was rigid and pale. Droplets of sweat covered his forehead.
Hey, what's going on? Are you okay, man? You're sweating like crazy. Are you alright?
He was concerned. He'd never seen Seven like this before. Slowly, the other man lifted himself to his feet on shaky legs.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just got a little dizzy, that's all.
His face was pale, and his breathing was heavy. Sweat was pouring off his face and staining his shirt.
That's definitely more than just a little dizzy. Are you sure? You don't look so good.
Seven didn't answer. Half of his face was twisted, as if distorted by extreme pain, and his eyes were glazed. Finally, he spoke.
What am I doing here?
Huh?
His words made no sense.
What are you talking about? We opened the number 2 door and walked in here. Don't tell me you forgot.
No, that's not what I mean.
He shook his head several times, as if trying to clear something from it. Right, so we have established before that Seven has amnesia. He doesn't remember who he is. So I wonder, is he getting his memories back now?
It ain't much, but I think some of my memories came back.
Hey.
I think I've been here before.
Huh?
I said I've been in this room before.
You were here? When? Why?
Aoi. Light Nona.
Suddenly, Seven was mumbling to himself. There were words Junpei didn't understand. Seven's hoarse voice trailed off, and Junpei couldn't make out what he'd said.
What the hell was that?
Seven's brow furrowed furiously, and he ground his teeth back and forth.
It's right there. I feel like I'm this close to remembering everything, but I just can't.
Seven stopped, frustrated. He pulled his hat off and ran a hand through his hair. Then suddenly he looked up, his eyes wide.
That's right, an experiment. There was some kind of experiment going on this ship.
An experiment? What sort of experiment?
They were trying to control people. Or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
Junpei didn't know what to make of Seven's story. Instead, he simply stared as Seven continued.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment, I mean. I think there were 4 or 5 more, but I don't remember all their names. Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here.
Seven began to mumble to himself and wander aimlessly about the room. He looked confused. So far as Junpei could tell, the man was simply rambling, and there were odd twitches to his movements.
Experiment. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Those kidnapped kids. Was I working that case?
Seven continued to mumble to himself about things that meant nothing to Junpei.
Huh?
Junpei didn't have any answers for him, of course. He couldn't understand what was happening to Seven. All he could do was wait. After a few minutes, Seven finally stopped.
Wait, under this bed.
He crouched down and looked under the bed. His face registered mild surprise, and he began to mumble to himself again.
The home's gone? No, maybe it was a different room. There's gotta be a ton of rooms on this boat that look just like this one.
At last, Junpei could contain himself no longer.
Hey, what exactly do you remember? Maybe you could stop talking like a crazy person and tell me what's going on here.
Seven stood up slowly.
Well, it's not like I really remember everything. I've only got bits and pieces, and they're scattered and don't make much sense.
I don't care. Tell me the bits and pieces then.
Junpei could feel it. Whatever Seven had remembered, it was important. Very important.
Okay.
Seven drew a large, muscled hand down across his face. As he wiped the sweat from his brow, he spoke.
From what I can remember, I think I was a cop.
A cop?
Yeah. I was looking for that group of kids that got kidnapped 9 years ago.
9 years ago.
You remember that, right? It was all over the news.
Yeah, I was still in school. I don't remember all the details, but I do remember some of it. I think it was a bunch of kids right around my age. They all just disappeared. Nobody knew why. It was all over TV and the newspapers every day. So you're saying you were investigating it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I guess I found something. There was this medical company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals that had something to do with those kids. After I figured that out, I managed to get some information out of somebody who worked for them. I think it was...
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Yeah, that had to been it. That's why I went to the wharf.
Look at Seven in his, like... it's... wait, I thought it was like a suit. But no, I guess it's like a... Yeah, it's just like a shirt. See, wait, this is like his other sleeve.
From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about.
I want the spin-off that's just about Seven, like, being a cop.
There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them carrying large bags.
Bags of children?
Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand. Don't move. I felt metal touch the back of my head. Drop the gun. He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy.
I mean, it has a little wall.
I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. Then...
Why did it look at the toilet while he was making those noises?
Yeah. How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside.
That had to be a huge vent. Like, even bigger than a normal video game vent. Junpei waited for Seven to resume his story. The longer he waited, however, the clearer it became that Seven had no intention of doing so. He had gone silent and simply stared off into the air, his eyes blank.
Hey, what happened after that?
He'd waited long enough. But Seven shook his head.
I don't remember what happens after that. I think I found some kind of door out of the duct. And I think I found some kids, too. Not good. Why can't I remember what happened next?
Ah, man, what happened to the kids, Seven? Did you save them?
I don't know. I don't know if it was me. I've got this feeling. I think one of the kids died. A girl, I think.
Huh?
Deep in his heart, Junpei felt something very cold. Seven's head dropped, and Junpei saw on it a look of sadness, the likes of which he had never seen on the man before. The large man's eyes blinked rapidly, as if he were fighting back tears, and he swallowed hard. His sigh was like the melancholy setting of an old abandoned building. He shook his head and spoke.
Anyway, just please don't ask me anymore, okay? I really don't remember anything else.
After that, Junpei could hardly try to force any answers out of the other man.
It's fine. Don't push yourself. Going by what he said?
Junpei left Seven to pull himself together, and instead began thinking everything over.
The children who had been kidnapped 9 years before?
Apparently, a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals had been behind it all. They'd taken the children to the same ship we're on now. They'd been brought here for an experiment. Seven said it had something to do with controlling human beings. The 16 children who had been kidnapped were the subjects. Seven had said 3 of their names were Aoi, Light, and Nona. I think that's all I got. Oh, and Seven is, or was at some point, a cop. I can't really use any of this information anyway. I didn't learn anything about the nonary game or Zero. Why were we brought to the same ship where they'd done those experiments 9 years ago? And just what the heck is this about controlling human beings? That's nuts. Did they really conduct an experiment like that?
Before long, Junpei realized he had spent quite some time deep in thought.
I don't have time to just stand here thinking. I need to get moving.
Junpei shook his head quickly to clear it, and returned to his investigation, thoughts swirling in his mind. Alright. Well, I feel like we've done everything in these first 2 rooms. I can just barely see a mirror from the light coming through the ceiling. Wait, coming through the ceiling? Sure would be nice if that mirror was a little lower down. It looks like it's the same height as the mirror on the right. I wonder if that means anything. Oh yeah, why is the mirror so high up? In the other room, the river and the spring went together to solve the puzzle. Does that mean there might be a similar puzzle with this mirror? Wait, huh? Well, there's nothing else here apart from the mirror. Maybe I just need to pair something with this mirror? Wait, also, yeah, what was he saying? I feel like he's, again, talking out of order. It's a sink, but there's no light shining on it. It's hard to be sure, because it's so dark here. But I don't think there's anything going on with this sink. This faucet is too hard to turn. Okay. What's the deal with the lighting here? There's just this one beam of light. The rest of the place is too dark. I can't see anything. There's no way we can explore the rest of this room. I mean, if you say so. I mean, I can see. Toilet paper. It's still white enough for me to know what it is, even in the dark. There's nothing out of the ordinary about it. 14 equals E, okay? I think I saw 14 in red somewhere else. Did you? Was it on something I'm carrying around with me? Is it? I don't think so. Oh yeah, this has a mirror. Did I do something with that? It's a blanket, not a really great one, but still. Oh yeah, we can probably use this mirror to reflect the light. Now I just gotta figure out where to reflect the light. Maybe if I go somewhere that's a little easier to shine light on. Okay. When I shine light on the mirror in the back... Oh, is that a number? 4-7. So if I shine light on this mirror, then I get to see some numbers. I can see a 4 on the left and a 7 on the right. 4 and 7. So if I shine this light on the mirror in the back, I get it. If I shine light on a mirror, symbols appears. The left side has a sun and the right has a moon. What the heck? I'm gonna remember this. Okay, I hope you do, Jumpy. Arrgh! God damn it. No matter how hard I pull on this damn thing, it won't budge. Guess I won't be opening this anytime soon. It doesn't look like it's got a keyhole, and there doesn't seem to be anything stopping it. How the hell am I supposed to open it? Okay. Huh. Let's go to the last room. Emergence. There are a bunch of tiles on the door that spell out emergence. Oh, hi, Lotus. Maybe it means we need to emerge out of here. Okay. Probably means to emerge. Need to do something with these tiles? I mean, it's not letting me do anything. Oh, I have a tile. The tiles we found Well, I only have one, but okay. And the tiles here are the same size. When I touched the tiles on the door, I felt something weird. Huh? I can move these tiles. Then that means... maybe if you swap the tiles we got... again, I only have one, but they keep saying plural. Maybe if you swap the tiles we got with the tiles on the wall, something will happen. I suppose now we just need to figure out what the strange designs on these tiles mean. At any rate, we should look for all of the tiles that are the same size. You're right. Let's meet back here after we've done a thorough search. Okay, so I just can't do anything until I have more of the tiles, I guess. There's a door in the back. I wonder where it goes. I thought of that, and I tried a couple of things, but yeah, same result. Guess Seven wasn't about to do anything. Oh well. Okay. Guess I need to find more tiles. Lotus, you have anything? What, oh, so, like, was the towel... what am I supposed to do with this towel? Like, I get... like, I feel like it was just supposed to be a clue of, like, oh, this is a stream and it goes to the other sink. Like, right? It was just to say that they're connected. It's a drawing on the mirror. Just like part of that image on the towel. The towel has a river and a spring. The spring has a river on it. If it's indicating the sink, then... okay. Yeah, then moon, like, totally disgusting. So this is what the moon symbol was pointing to? Oh, what? Okay. They probably made it so that someone wouldn't trigger it by accident, if that's the case. Oh. Okay, hold on. I got an idea. Like, there were numbers... and then, like... oh, also, like... yeah, you can reflect light. Does the towel do anything? What am I supposed to... am I supposed to use the towel on anything? This is the one with the mirror. What am I supposed to do with this? Right, I need to find something that these could fit into? Okay, hold on. Okay, so sun on the left, moon on the right. Okay, it was 4... so sun 4, moon 7, right? Let's try that. This is the sun? Okay. The only thing you can manipulate in this room is the string. Chances are they made this puzzle so someone wouldn't trigger it by accident. So that's 1. Just keep pulling on this thing then. Second pull. Third pull. Wait, sun was 4, right? Moon was 7. Did you just hear something? Oh. I did, but it doesn't look like anything's happened here. Huh, wonder what that sound was. Okay. Let's go to the other one and pull that 7 times. Second time. Okay, I guess the other time from earlier didn't count. Third time. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. 7. There's that sound again. It happens whenever I pull that string a couple of times. Junpei, did you hear something from the other room? The other room, you mean from the dark room? Yep. Let's go. Okay, it's probably the desk drawer, right? Yeah, tiles. Well, this drawer opens easily enough. Cool. Cool. Alright. So now I think we're done here. Do we is that all the tiles? It looks like we should use the tiles here. But there are still rooms that haven't been checked yet. Oh. I'll come back here once I've done that. Okay. Alright. Am I still missing something in the dark room? Oh, you know something I just thought of? So we took out both of the drawers. What if we took the drawer out, but nothing happened? Of course. There's no way you could hide a puzzle in something that small. Yeah, I know. Still, Still seems like they might try to... Huh, what's that? It looks like there's something. Huh. It looks like there's something in there. Okay. I think... What if we put in the other drawer? Sounded like something falling. What was that? I heard it too. Let's open the drawer. Hey! There's a tile in here. I guess that's what made that noise, huh? I see. The drawers weren't the same size. That's why the tile didn't get knocked down by the other drawer. Alright. Odd looking tile. Give me that. So we have 4 now. Is that enough? We've gotten tiles from each room. So, emergence? Okay. Well, it looks like we've investigated all the rooms. The only mystery left is that door. Alright, let's crack that mystery then. We've got 4 tiles. And there are a bunch of tiles that are the same size up on the wall here. So if we replace 4 of the tiles on the wall with the ones we've got, that should open the door. Well, there's only one way to find out. Puzzle time. Can I not... Okay. Also, these all look the same. Oh, okay, I can do that. Okay. I don't. What are we doing here? What's the, like, objective? Do I need to, like, make a different word? Merge. What are we doing? Like, all the tiles look the same, right? The ones that we found? Do we take out the E's? There's 4 E's. Is that anything? I don't know, what are we doing? Like, what's the goal? Junpei, calm down. You just have to replace 4 tiles. Yeah, you're right. It's just 4 tiles. I need to think. But yeah, like, what am I... Replace 4 tiles? But then, like... Huh? Do I need to, like, if I replace 4, but then it could still make a word? Or what? I, like, don't remember this at all. What? Junpei, think carefully what the tiles you're holding mean. If you don't know what that is, then maybe you need to... Oh, yeah, I haven't looked at the... Do I need to fucking flip them over? No, wait, they are blank on the back. What? Have you taken a close look at this tile, Junpei? I noticed that the 3 red lines here are actually on top of the other lines. The red lines. Yes. Okay. 14. Okay, 14. What does that mean? I can't spell the word 14. They all say they're all the same. None of them have anything on the back? The tile with the 3 colored lines on it, right? Junpei, did you notice this? The red lines, don't they look like they form a 14? 14, huh? Yeah, I guess it kinda does. What does that mean? Uh-huh. What's the 14th letter of the alphabet, maybe? What is the 14th letter of the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. N is the 4th letter of the alphabet. There is an N here. But that's only one thing. Is that anything? Junpei, don't you think there's a hint for this somewhere? Yeah, I sure hope so. If you're not sure, just make sure you take a good long look at everything. And think it all over again. Okay, I mean, there's the towel? A towel with a river and a spring on it. I don't think I'll need it here. There's the mirror. There's a mirror on the back of the drawer. The red lines on the tile look like they make a 14. I mean, the what's the word? The root? The digital root would be 5, right? Because you would add 1 and 4 together. Does that mean anything? A, B, C, D, E. E is the 5th letter. But I already did that. Wait, what? Oh my god. Okay, here's my problem with that, is that you can move the letters around, but that's not necessary to solving the puzzle. All you have to do is replace, because I think when I had taken out the E's before, but that didn't solve the puzzle because I had shuffled the letters around, so I guess they weren't in the right place. But like, anyway. I'm gonna give that puzzle a thumbs down because of that. If it wasn't for that, I would say it's fine. But that, yeah, wow. Hey, did you hear something unlock? Because it's like, I technically solved the... I did solve the puzzle... Whatever. Does that mean we got it right? Yes, it looks like we did. The 14 hidden on the tile. If you convert that to hexadecimal, it's an E... Oh, wait. I technically did it wrong? I did the digital root. Was 5. And E is the 5th letter. Basically, the E's in emergence are the 14s from the tiles. So if we replace it, that gives up the answer. Do you really care why it worked? Let's just get out of here. Yes. Let's go. Jesus. You found it. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Let me take a sip of water. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around. Oh, have we been here? No, never mind.
What the hell is this place?
Just, you know, just the electric chair room, like they usually have on cruise ships. The words had sprung, unbidden to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs, and stopped short, terrified.
Ugh, this room is really creepy.
I think we ought to get the hell out of here now.
He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room, and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. It didn't open, and he muttered to himself.
Figures.
It's locked, isn't it?
Yep. Don't know why I thought this would be any different.
So, what is this room for, anyway?
Junpei looked around the room again.
Well, there's a chair in the center of the room.
Oh, looks uncomfortable to say the least. I'd rather not sit in it if I can avoid it.
The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires.
Looks like it's placed over some kind of glass panel. Too dark to look through it, though.
Junpei turned to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth.
This isn't dried blood on the tablecloth, is it?
On top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out.
Oh, what the hell is this? What are these tools for?
That's not something I even want to think about.
Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it, and tried to focus on something else.
No doubt about it. This room's dangerous. Let's make our search quick so we can solve the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on.
Alright. Man, we just went from one right into another, huh? Alright, well, let's give it a go. This one seems small, at least. Torture room! Yay! A really creepy chair. The manacles make me think it was used to torture people. Well, we can't open these manacles without a key. There's some sort of weird symbol on them. Is there? What kind of symbol? Well, if I've got this right, I think it's the sun symbol. Okay. The manacles are still locked in place. They've got a sun symbol engraved on them. There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Huh. I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we just adjust the switches to match the blocks up on top, right? You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Oh. Oh, huh? On. Off. On, off. Off, on, off. What if they're all on? Oh. Wait, that's it. I did it. Right? Check? Yay! That was pretty easy. Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we solved the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us has got to sit in the chair. Well, Seven's never going to fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data. I wonder if it's going to run electricity through the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity. This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we've still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we've figured out what it means by preparation, alright? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we want to do. Also, hi, Tirif. Uh-oh's right. Error. The disposal tank is closed. The what? Please fill the tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with a water tank. I hate water tanks. Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do. It looks like the only controls are in this room. Alright. Yeah, is this the disposal? Like, does it just execute people in the chair and then just opens up a hole in the floor and throws their body in? I feel like that's what this setup is. What's wrong, Junpei? What are you doing on the floor? Well, I thought maybe if I got down here, I could see through the glass. Also, hello, intruder. Sweeney Todd style. Oh, yeah. It's not working, though. You don't think it's just a large sheet of glass they put into an indentation? I don't know. I mean, why would they do that? And the placement of the chair. You're not making sense, Junpei. What's your point? Well, I'm not sure, but don't you think there's something under the glass? sharks. It's a shark tank. They just drop you in there. Ball and chain isn't anything. Whoa. Stuff. All of the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them. Ha. Shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. Red? Yellow? You think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that... The bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. Like either of them? These levers have got to turn something on. Oh, thanks for the head pats. I do still have that in here, right? There it is. Found it. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on or off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Pat your own head IRL. Pat. I patted my headphones. Don't say the floor is going to suddenly open up. Oh, I hope so. Oh wait, can I pull them? Okay, might as well try. Let's give it a shot. Nope, no dice. This thing isn't going anywhere. Oh, give me that. You just ain't man enough. Sure, pal, you give it a shot. Let's see just how much more of a man you are. Hey, you're going to break it. Man, that thing ain't going anywhere. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. Alright, let's pull the lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Will you calm down? It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. Yeah, filling the shark tank. That means the floor. Oh. Junpei, look. What's she... Oh, damn. I can see through the glass now. What about these buttons? There are a bunch of buttons here with the letters A through F. I wonder if they do anything. Down you go. So if I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. Okay, we'll probably have to figure that out. There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything, though. Do you think it's broken? Whoa, it's green. Oh, there's a shark! I didn't even remember that. Oh, rip. Rest in peace, shark. There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, and F. Whatever these are for has to be in this room somewhere. Yep. They don't have anything else to say about the shark. They don't have any other comment. It's like, oh, hey, there's something written on that shark. Anyway. Guess the shark was someone's pet, huh? That's a bit of a surprise. You die on the chair, you get dumped into the water, and he cleans up the mess. The head pats... Yeah, the head pats basically just stay there until I decide to turn them off. Wait, I already forgot. E, D, B, F. Earth Defense Best Force. I did it. Thank you, shark, for your sacrifice. What if the shark had floated up, but it wasn't belly up? You know, just like, what if it had been in a different position? Then we would have been screwed. There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. Okay. Error. The restraining device is locked but empty. The subject has not been properly placed. Oh boy, do we have to get in? Unlock the restraining device and reseat subject. Well, the restraining device has to be the chair. Well then, I guess we just need to unlock the chair. Yeah, but we don't have a key. Let's look over here. There are a number of ominous-looking tools and instruments here. Yeah. Okay, well, first of all, there's just some springs. I don't... just some springs. Then we got, like, a hatchet and a wrench. Like, a really big hammer. Like a sickle, I think? And then pliers. I mean, it's just a tool set, you know? We've got an oh, sorry, it's not an axe. It's an adze. And a hammer. A pair of forceps. And these other things are too old and broken. I have no idea what they are. What, the springs? You don't know what a spring is? Hey, doesn't this wrench look way too new to be here with all this other stuff? Yes, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. Okay, cool. Nice wrench. This wrench looks brand new. I went through a death game, and all I got was this wrench. Considering where we found it, I have to wonder how it was used. Knock it off. I don't want to think about that. You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cruel than that. Heh, you're unexpectedly sensitive. Come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use this thing. Alright. Somewhere with some screws. I don't think there's anything else here. Okay. That's the way we came. Yep. What, you want to go back, Junpei? I wish solving this puzzle were that easy. Yeah, that's just where we came from. The entrance is locked. It's been like that in every room we've been in. What did you expect? There's no point trying to go back. Let's just think about going forward, alright? Oh, what's this? The cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off with this wrench we just found, though. Okay. Sweet, it's open. The hole's too small. You can't see in, even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit, that scares me a little, but we need to see if there's anything useful in there. Alright, here we go. Arm into the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Alright, let's see what this thing is. Key! Love a key. Key with the sun symbol. We should be able to open the other door with this. Yeah, but we gotta get out of this room before we can do that. And we're probably gonna need the sun key to do that. But none of the doors in this room have keyholes. I bet we gotta use it on something that's not a door. Yeah. I'm already ahead of you, Seven. Sun key should fit into the keyhole on these manacles. Alright, sun key, in you go. And yes. Great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key again in here, though. Just seems unlikely. Alright, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket with you. But I thought he was gonna throw it away. Just, we don't need this. The restraining device is unlocked. Please seat subject and device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached.
Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it.
How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful.
Lotus, are you sure? I can sit in it and you can solve.
Junpei's right. If we screw it up...
Seven couldn't bring himself to finish the thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. At least the shark is dead. It'll be fine. It'll be fine if you get thrown in there. Beneath them was the dead shark, floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. Or just by being in an empty tank for who knows how long.
I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead.
Yeah, see, Lotus is on the same page here.
But...
No one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with.
After her words had made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked toward the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook.
Look, do you think you could do me one last favor?
Don't say last.
You're making me nervous.
Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters. Tell them that I loved them very much. No, tell them that I will always love them.
Daughters?
You've got kids?
Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. They're twins. I had them when I was young after... well, some things happened. Their names are Nona and...
Wait!
Why don't you... let her say the other one! Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him.
Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. The kids that were in the experiment.
But what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Lotus took a step back from Junpei.
Oh.
Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly, as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake.
No way, it couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara?
Lotus's eyes went wide.
How do you know that?
Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom.
That kid? Wait, what do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her?
Seven's brow furrowed.
I have.
What?
Yeah, I met one of your kids.
When?
9 years ago,
Where?
on this ship.
Why were you...
It's not a short story.
Look, I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please, what happened here?
Fine, I'll tell you.
Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before, every detail.
But... And then, that was when. From there, it looked like... just as if, finally...
What if that was just what he was saying? Just those words.
That's all I remember from 9 years ago.
At last, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head.
Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for the last 9 years. The person who had all the answers was right here.
Looking for?
Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way.
And what was the other daughter's name? Do we want to say?
Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible.
It's fine. I'm sure that won't come up or be relevant to the plot at all. Who Lotus's other daughter is.
I couldn't bring myself to force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have any choice. I had to try and ignore it and move on.
Oh.
A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act like they always had, before they disappeared. They smiled and made jokes and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget that something terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what happened on my own. I would find out what happened during those 9 missing days.
What did you find out?
Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who'd gone missing came back, things were just... Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals. No, probably something even bigger than that.
Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Have you heard of them before?
No. It's the first time I've ever heard that name. Seven, how did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceuticals was connected to the kidnappings in the first place?
I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does.
What did they have in common?
Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under the control of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. After that, it was just about connecting the dots.
The hospital.
The hospital.
And for a while, I was trying to get some kind of information out of the kids at the hospital.
The hospital?
One of them told a weird story.
What was it?
Have you heard about the Gansfeld experiment?
Oh boy, here we go! Whenever somebody asks a question like this in one of these games, you know you're about to... things are about to get wild.
I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling.
What did you call it again?
Oh, the Gansfeld experiment. This is how it's set up. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms, far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold.
At least they get a nice reclining chair.
With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that. It's a famous telepathy experiment, isn't it?
Telepathy. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work.
The experiment to control people, right?
Wait,
Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists.
is he remembering something that I don't remember? Whatever.
Maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceuticals bought into it.
Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke.
Even if that is the case, I still don't get how that has anything to do with any of this.
Okay, that explanation of the experiment wasn't as crazy as I was hoping for.
The notary game, Zero, why we were kidnapped.
Wasn't as crazy as the Ice 9 conversation. Or whatever, the name of the ship that we're supposedly on.
What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all.
Then, in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling.
No subject has been detected. Unless a subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down.
Oh yeah, just what the chair is just like, stop fucking talking, get on with it.
System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device.
Whoa, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going.
Oh, no, that's not what we...
Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you.
Right.
I'll try not to electrocute you. Lotus sat down on the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor.
Lotus, please, tell me right away if you feel anything weird.
You worry too much. Now get on with it and be a man, or June's gonna leave you.
Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she likely would have fallen down.
Lotus.
Failure was not acceptable.
Okay, let's do this.
Alright, do I have to solve a puzzle, I guess? Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. Oh, it's in, like, 3 dimensions now? Is that what we're doing? Oh, and from both sides? Okay. Okay, wait, okay, so the switches are on the sides of the head. Got it. Wait, what? Okay. Wait. I can't... Wait. Oh, okay. Alright, let's just mess around with her brain a little bit here. Wait, actually, I'm a little confused by this. Hold on. Oh, okay, so just having the arrows on it means that it's on. Got it. You good, Lotus? I'm just fucking around with the stuff. I mean, I guess that seems right so far. I mean, yeah, all of those are outlined like that. Okay. Okay, again, seems... Okay. No, okay, wait, Right, okay, so just that one needs to be on. Oh! I think that... Okay, we're good on this side. Oh, I think we're good on this side. Check. Okay. Alright, Lotus, your brain is okay. The experiment has concluded. The door will now unlock. I can hear the door unlocking. And now we've got a new message. Release subject from restraining device. Lotus, are you alright? Yes, I am. I'm glad nothing bad happened, but I do think my life just got a little shorter. Hold on, I'll get you out right away. Shouldn't take long for Seven and me to get her out of here. Let's get out of here now. Being a guinea pig is not for me. Oh hey Gracie, thanks for the hydrate and the posture check. And the stretch, hold on. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Thank you. Damn straight. Junpei agrees. I don't ever want to see this thing again. Let's go. You found it.
The hallway goes to the left.
What a statement. And Gracie, yeah, things have been going good so far. We've made a lot of progress. Got through 2 puzzle rooms. Speaking of which, maybe it would be a good time to take a little break. Now that we've just gotten out of one. We've just done 2 in a row. This would be a good time to turn off the head pat. Hold on. And we'll just take a break for a couple minutes. And then we'll come back and see where we get to next. So, I'll see you in a few minutes. After these messages.